Phil Robinson is the Big Ten official here. Joe Tomlinson and Jerry Menz are substituting at the moment. Two other officials are on their way but have been held up by the inclement weather. Michigan in the dark uniforms with the tap controlled by Illinois in the home whites. This is Steve Bardo, picked up right away by Rumeal Robinson.
Set the defense for you. You can see Michigan picks up in the man-to-man. That's their preferred defense. They'll play it 75% of the time.
Hamilton travel. First turnover of the ball game. How do you see the keys of today's game, the simple keys, Steve?
The real simple keys for Michigan is Rumeal Robinson has to play a great ball game. He's going to be the one responsible for breaking the pressure, and more importantly, when he gets it across half court, he's either going to have to take it to the basket and score or set it back up and get his team running their half court offense.
Coach Frieder's been concerned with his guard play. Really, they're having trouble replacing Gary Grant. Certainly that's a big challenge for any program. Rice inside, and the Big Ten's leading scores on the board.
Well, you see, that is Glen Rice's biggest improvement. He's a great shooter, as good a shooter as there is in the country. His improvement this year offensively is he now can go inside and shoot that little jump hook.
Foul coming up on Michigan on Rumeal Robinson, his first personal. That is the first on the team.
Probably seems like a little bit of a touch foul, knowing how physical play is normally allowed to get in this league.
Illinois on the attack, early going. Almost a minute gone by. First half, Michigan leading 2-0. Nick Anderson can hit it from there. Terry Mills up high for the board, but threw it away. Anderson, offensive.
Well, that's always the tough call anytime a player's going to the basket. The foul that was missed was the one underneath the basket. When Mills got the rebound, he gets pushed right there in the back. That's often one that you'll get away with because the official there was blocked out by Mills and couldn't see the hand in the small of the back. That's just a tough call right there.
Each team has one foul at this point. Good ball movement to Robinson. Glen Rice pries it loose.
What a great rebounder he is.
Higgins. Bardo on the tap to Hamilton, and here come the Illini. Battle. Griffin up high for the rebound. Slapped away by Battle, but picked up by Rice.
Again, I think Illinois, throughout the course of the ball game, wants to make Michigan change the ends of the floor as much as possible. However, if you come down and shoot the ball too quickly, Illinois, you're going to find out that you're going to be playing defense the majority of the game.
Traveling indication made by the official. I'm wondering if it was a 5-second violation. It looked like Mike Griffin held the ball a little bit too long.
Well, again, you've seen enough games to know, Wayne, that defensive pressure doesn't always manifest itself in a steal. It creates mental pressure throughout the ball game, and you'll get unforced errors like the one we just saw.
Here's Nick Anderson. Kendall Gill off the shin of Mike Griffin. It'll belong to Illinois. Illinois yet to score. Try right there by Gill, and the ball knocked out of bounds. They're saying white ball belonged to Illinois.
Off the inbounds play, Michigan plays two types of defense. Man, 75% of the time. They will use a matchup zone 25% of the time, but they prefer not to.
Bardo on the feed to Hamilton, and Griffin is guilty of the foul. First personal on Griffin. That's the second on the team. Hamilton about 66% from the line. Two areas of improvement for Illinois this year. Number one, they're a much better shooting team, especially from the free throw line, and they can shoot the three-point shot.
Absolutely right. We've got two teams here that can beat you in a lot of different ways at every position. What we've seen so far in this game, probably just because of the amount of adrenaline that's flowing, we've got people who just aren't shooting the ball well yet.
Mills. Oh, the shooter's touch.
Well, you know, you can't imagine how much strength it takes to just get off a shot after you go up like that and shoot it on the way down. That's an outstanding play.
Kendall Gill. There's Hamilton, ever active in the weave.
Michigan now is playing that matchup zone, and this is what Illinois expected after talking to the coaching staff. They thought that Michigan would come out and play zone.
Kendall Gill for three, giving Illinois the lead. They shot the lights out of the three-point line the other night. Good fast break transition. Rumeal Robinson finished it off.
Wayne, that's where the balance of this game may lie. Illinois' biggest fear is Rumeal Robinson getting the ball in the middle of the court after Michigan breaks defensive pressure, because he's the kind of guy who can either take it to the lane and make the play or score it himself.
Score it for Nick Anderson. And a foul.
Well, this is just pure athletic ability. His preferences are to get the ball in the wing, either drive it to the lane or drive it baseline, and there isn't anybody in the country who he can't jump over and get a shot off against. You know, it's great to have players who can create offense like that, because it takes pressure off of your offensive unit and your play execution when you just go out and get a basket with a one-on-one move.
Illinois with the lead. This is Robinson of Michigan. Higgins.
He got fouled.
Yep, yeah. He got held. On Anderson, his second personal already for the leading scorer and rebounder of the Fighting Illini.
Wayne, anybody who's watched Illinois basketball this year recognizes what they do defensively. They have such great athletes. They can defend. All of their athletes can defend any position on the floor, and they'll switch the entire ball game defensively.
Phil Robinson says score that field goal by Rumeal Robinson. He's got a foul down low against Illinois. Lowell Hamilton, I believe. Michigan shooting 66.7% from the field. They get the ball out of bounds of the foul prior to the timeout. The regular officials are here. Just made it in through the inclement weather outside of the Champaign area. Rumeal Robinson at the point.
Again, now watch the defense on Illinois' part. They will not expend energy trying to fight over and through picks. They simply switch players on every pick.
They're calling it tight. Hamilton called for a foul there. His second personal. That is the third on the team, or that fourth on the team.
It's the first game I've ever done where officials were late for a ball game.
Phil Robinson was here from the outset. The other two just arrived. Higgins leaves it short. Rice is there to clean up. Mills.
Well, since Bill Frieder's been at Michigan, you know, he's had big, strong ball clubs, and this is probably the area where he has beat teams consistently over the last few years. They can absolutely dominate you inside, particularly on the offensive board.
On the outside, Gill. Rice the rebound. Rumeal Robinson on the drive to Griffin. Blocked by Kendall Gill.
Boy, that is a spectacular defensive play, because Michigan came down with a 3-on-2 break, looking to go on top, and they just turned it right around.
Is it Robinson or Griffin who picked up the foul?
I thought it was Rumeal Robinson. And again, that call there is, you know, you have to get used to how the whistle's going to blow. All Rumeal was doing was riding his man. He had his hand on the back and hand checking, and they've called that twice on him now. And that's where Illinois hurts you. They catch the ball, they jump right over the top of you, and then it's just a matter of whether or not they're making the shots today.
Rumeal Robinson, Terry Mills struggling across the line. Higgins, Rice.
Boy, Glen Rice is making a living today off the boards already. He's got 4 or 5 rebounds here in the first 6 minutes of the ball game.
Bardo penetrates. Nicely done to Small.
Michigan prefers to play the man-to-man defense. They don't feel like they can win a ball game if they have to play the matchup zone on a consistent basis.
Rumeal Robinson drew that foul on Kendall Gill, his first, already the 5th on Illinois.
Wayne, Michigan's biggest question mark coming into this season was how well Rumeal Robinson would play. And in my opinion, he set the tone for this year in last season's North Carolina game in the NCAA tournament, when Gary Grant had a terrible game and Rumeal Robinson really kept Michigan in that ball game. And you know, now people are starting to talk about Rumeal Robinson when they start talking about the best point guards in the country.
Bill Frieder says he'd like to have another guard to go alongside of Rumeal Robinson. He has people playing out of position in that 2-guard slot.
Well, that might be the case, but if you can, when they get to the point where Higgins is a quality big guard, it's nice to have a 6'9" guard in the backcourt.
They had one in East Lansing, and they went all the way. Battle. His second from the field. He has 4.
Well,
tips it out of play. Robinson clears from the pressure. Lou Henson mentioned that his team has to do a lot of things well to win ball games. They have to beat teams in other ways than with size and physical prowess. Like that, quickness, steals. Bardo to Gill on Griffin.
Something tells me that by the end of this ball game, we're going to have a season's worth of a highlight film. There are people making great plays.
Griffin, and Terry Mills is called for a foul, pushing off inside. His first personal, now 5 team fouls on Michigan. Mark Hughes in the lineup now in place of Griffin for Michigan. Kirk Taylor is also in the ball game, replacing, I believe, Sean Higgins.
And Lloyd Vaught in the middle for Mills. Now, Mills asked to be taken out. He may be a little winded. And what will happen in a big game like this sometimes, if the adrenaline's flowing a little too much, you'll hyperventilate a little bit and run yourself out.
That's traveling on Glen Rice. Bill Frieder is furious. He wanted a foul called. He felt Rice was bumped on the play. Technical foul called on Michigan. Kendall, Gill at the free throw line. Two-shot foul on the bench. Technical on the bench.
Well, Frieder hasn't stopped yet.
Illinois leads by 4. This is Bardo, Kendall, Gill.
Boy.
Kenny Battle.
Oh!
Kenny Battle, whose dream is to do the 360 tomahawk slam, and almost did one the other night here against Wisconsin. Robinson breaks it across for Michigan.
Well, Illinois continues to beat Michigan in the middle of that matchup zone. And if they don't cut that pass off, Illinois will score at will.
Robinson off the mark. Kendall, Gill with a long rebound. This is Nick Anderson to Gill. Lloyd Vaught the rebound. Rice for 3.
Nobody does that better in the country than Glen Rice. Catch it and shoot it. And you know, there are very few players who can do that anymore. Most guys are going to want to put it on the floor, gather themselves before they go up.
11:40 left to go, first half. 3-point try, Anderson.
Wayne, both of these ball clubs are capable of a scoring outburst. They can be very, very streaky. Some people feel like it's going to be the team that has the most streaks, or maybe the team that has the streak last who's going to win the ball game.
Taylor off the mark. The foul occurred before the tap-in by Rice. And it'll belong to Illinois. Back at Assembly Hall, home of the Fighting Illini of Illinois. That foul on Kirk Taylor a moment ago prior to the timeout. 16 fouls now on Michigan. We still have better than 11 minutes to go, and this is small.
Wayne, I was just going to say, through the first 9 minutes of the game, if I had to recap where the game's being won and lost, it's been Illinois' ability to penetrate the Michigan zone defense right down the lane. That's where they're scoring their most points, and also when they get it inside, they've been able to hit it back out and shoot the 3-point field goal.
Away from the ball, Lloyd Vaught, who just scored at the other end, picks up a foul. Kenny Battle at the free throw line. He has 6 points on 3 from the field, some of which have been spectacular. Misses the free throw. Liberty, Marcus Liberty knocked it out of play, and last touch by Michigan. Liberty kept it alive.
When you're rebounding, if you can't grab it, you always want to try to get a hand on it and keep the ball alive.
This is Kenny Battle. Bardo for 3.
You know, other than the layups, I think Illinois has attempted more 3-point field goals than 2-point field goals, and boy, who'd have thought that would have ever happened? After the troubles they had shooting the ball last year on occasion.
That was unthinkable last year. Lloyd Vaught out high. Hughes to Rice. Good give and go. Hughes with the open pop. Vaught
You know, at one time during the season, and this is an unbelievable statistic, Vaught was averaging a shot per minute played. Obviously, if you play the whole game, that's 40 shot attempts. What that means is that he's extremely active around the basket. He's getting offensive rebounds. He's active. He's getting position inside and creating opportunities for himself.
Marcus Liberty and the slam by Battle.
Oh, I'm telling you, we're going to have a season's worth of plays to put on the highlight film in this ball game alone.
This is Robinson. The steal by Battle.
Boy, wouldn't you love to have him on your team?
Lou Henson calls Kenny Battle the hardest worker he's ever had. Foul here on Battle, a little too tight on defense.
You know, they're very disciplined. They only look for traps in a couple different spots on the floor.
Rice for three. Hughes up high on the rebound, and he's called for the foul. Mark Hughes' first personal foul. Team is over the limit. We'll be going to the line. Kenny Battle leaves the lineup. They're making his entrance into the ball game is Irvin Small.
You know, I commend them for the job they're doing, because it's very difficult to run in to a game like this, coming in late in a quick-paced game and get yourself into the flow of the action.
Well, they've been in now for a number of minutes, and you're right, they haven't jumped on the whistles. Larry Smith makes good on a pair at the line. Terry Mills moves it across.
Once again, see, when Michigan gets the ball in the middle and they run it right down the middle of the floor, there will not be a double team off the defensive pressure.
Anderson's got a 2-on-1 with Smith. No. Traveling. Wolverines with 8:35 to go on the attack, trailing by 10. Mills needs help. That time a foul on the defense. Irvin Small reaching in, his first personal foul. Now the team is over the limit, both sides over the limit. Vaught, junior out of Grand Rapids, just 7 points against Minnesota, 3 of 5 shooting from the field the other night, 18 points, 11 rebounds in the previous game against Northwestern. Makes good on a pair here, and he's off quickly, Steve. He has 6 points.
I don't know if the fans can hear the give and take between the officials and the players from the microphone on the camera, but I always enjoy that in a tough ball game. It's an ongoing conversation, and it's funny to me. Come on now, stop holding, stop pushing, and because it's real intense play out there.
Sean Higgins on the attack, Terry Mills on the wing. Higgins, good look to Rice. Had it blocked from behind, it appeared. Small to Gill. Kendall Gill threw it right underneath Kenny Battle.
Yeah. Again, missed opportunity in a 2-on-1 situation. Boy, I'll tell you, Illinois is going to look back at this first half when they see the film, and they've played very well, but boy, they have blown 3 or 4 chances to get an easy basket. That pass there would have been a layup had it not hit the rim.
Griffin on the look inside to Vaught.
Boy, not a bad luxury for Michigan having their third leading scorer coming off the bench in Loy Vaught.
Battle. Got a rebound coming up. I believe it's
going to be on Higgins.
Yeah, it's on Higgins, I believe. Liberty leaves the lineup. Coming along, and this is first year in the Illini program. Sat out last year due to Proposition 48. Great talent. Small misses the second. Anderson is there. Higgins up high, and we've got a foul underneath. Foul is on Irvin Small, his second personal.
Well, it's funny, as good as his record, in fact, both of these coaches, as good as their records have been, for whatever reason, you don't hear their names mentioned when people talk about the great coaches in the Big Ten, and I think their records speak for themselves. I know Illinois has been a Sweet 16 team in the NCAA tournament for 5 solid years, and of course, under Frieder, Michigan had back-to-back Big Ten championships.
Higgins makes good on a pair. Michigan has cut the gap to 5 with a little over 6 minutes to go in the half. Battle on Rice, offensive. Michigan resumes. Higgins for three. Second three-pointer of the game for the Wolverines, and they are suddenly back to within two.
Well, it's going to be a game of streaks, and Michigan's got one going right here, and they're back in it. But see, in Higgins and Rice, you've got two players, again, who can do what very few players can do, go straight up and shoot a jump shot without putting it on the floor.
Persistence by Irvin Small. He tries it again, and Rumeal Robinson finally clears. Michigan can tie with a conventional field goal.
Again, Rumeal picked his dribble up.
Timeout, Michigan. Michigan is on a run. Steve mentioned this would be a game of streaks, and right now Michigan is in one. They resume offensively.
Well, the streak really started when Rumeal Robinson came back in the ball game. I just think from a confidence level and team continuity in all phases of the game, they need him in the lineup.
Griffin trying to force it inside. Nick Anderson to Kendall Gill. Bardo. Liberty open at the baseline. Robinson trying to answer.
Oh. Boy, I'll tell you, that is a big-time move right there. Quickness, speed, and strength. Taking the ball to the hole.
Pass denied by Rice. Marcus Liberty out high. Kenny Battle.
Kenny held the ball there just a little too long. When you hold the ball that long, the rest of your offensive players just stand around and nothing happens.
Kendall Gill made it work. Illinois' lead again is 4 with 3:50 to go in the half.
Yeah, Gill remedied that situation, didn't he? Just give it to me, I'll shoot it.
Terry Mills didn't handle it. Off the turnover. Illinois, chance for a 6-point lead. There's Lou Henson patrolling the sidelines for the Illini.
You know, and the Michigan coaching staff's just going to ask, why is Rumeal Robinson not bringing the ball up the floor? You know, Robinson's a guy you want to try and wear down during the ball game, but he's a great athlete, tremendously strong, but he's huffing and puffing out there right now.
Kenny Battle. Nicely done at the baseline. Kendall Gill. Gill has 11 points.
Kirk Taylor brings it up this time. And Kirk Taylor's a player who's just now beginning to learn how to play the point. In high school, he was a great player, but he really played the small forward position.
Rice. That's what Bill Frieder said. He said Taylor's really a small forward type, but we're trying to convert him to guard. Bardo. Off the glass for 2 and a foul on Taylor. Yes, it counts. Second personal on Kirk Taylor.
Well, and Illinois now has answered the run by Michigan.
Glen Rice quells the momentum for a moment.
You know, when he goes up to shoot it, I mean, it just looks like he's going to make it every time, doesn't he?
He looks taller, lankier than 6'7".
Well, he's bulked up a little bit this year, so he's improved his strength.
Liberty on the drive. Rumeal Robinson at a foot on the three-point line. Griffin, good look. Vaught. Fine ball movement by the Wolverines. Vaught now has 10 points.
You know, for people seeing Vaught play for the first time, you're saying to yourself, how can this guy not start? I mean,
from the outside, Anderson off the mark. Rebound taken by Robinson. He's tied up by Marcus Liberty. The foul on Liberty is his first. Second upcoming for Robinson.
This free throw makes it another 1-point game. Oh!
Lloyd Vaught keeps it alive. It's a tie game. Under 2 minutes to go. Coming up on 1:30 left in the half. Liberty. Nick Anderson. Kendall Gill lost it for a moment. Kind of quickness that's on the floor, you have to take care of the basketball.
Well, and again, it seems like all the players have caught a second wind right now. I'd say the last 4 or 5 minutes, the intensity, as great as it's been the entire game, it's even picked up a notch right now.
10 to go on the shot clock. They'll have to create something with 5 to go. Kendall Gill, and it'll it'll belong to Michigan. Michigan looking for the halftime lead.
Rumeal picked up his dribble again.
Griffin, good look to Vaught. He was bumped by Small, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, this, Vaught, he's a senior, and I really feel like he's got a chance to maybe have an NBA career, even as a player who doesn't start in college.
1 point lead for Michigan. Illinois, no shot clock now, 30 seconds to go. A chance to grab the halftime lead. They'd led by what, as many as 7, Steve, this first half?
Mm-hmm. We've got exactly what we thought we'd have and what we'd hoped we'd have.
Exactly, as advertised, this one.
Great ball game.
Time winding down. This is Bardo. Kendall Gill over Taylor. Griffin to Taylor, lost it out of play. Still 2 seconds to go. Bardo to Gill for 3. Yes!
Oh, that is so big.
Mills on the inbounds to Higgins. Griffin.
Well, nothing will change for Illinois. They're going to come out, play that good, tough man-to-man, and we'll see if they can capitalize on the great end of the first half.
Higgins over the back.
But probably not a good shot on your first possession of the second half. I think they'd probably like to have that one back.
This is Bardo. Can he battle?
For people who have watched Michigan play over the years, the other thing you'll notice is that Glen Rice has improved defensively also. And they say, he's better at putting the ball on the floor now and taking to the basket offensively. And now that he does that, he understands how to defend that type of a move.
Bardo off the mark. Hamilton fighting for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Michigan. Kenny Battle on the floor. Kenny Battle's going to need 2 aspirin tomorrow. Higgins to Mills. Bardo trying to pry loose the rebound. Michigan gets it back. One thing about Illinois, Steve, and it's something that really they have to do because they don't have the huge people inside. Everybody will go to the boards. Guards, forwards, small forwards, shooting guards, everybody goes to the boards. That turnover gives it back to the Fighting Illini. Kendall Gill. Nick Anderson on the drive. Oh, missed the slam, but it got a foul. 7 points for Anderson. Illinois leading by 5. Opening 3 minutes of play, second half.
Now, if Higgins can do that, bring the ball up the floor a few times, and give Rumeal Robinson a break, as we enter the last 5-6 minutes, it's going to be important.
Higgins for 3. Kendall Gill kept that alive.
Well, and there you saw the explosive strength, and I don't know who it was that went up, but Griffin had his hand on the ball, was ready to take the rebound, and they just stripped him of it.
Hamilton, his first field goal, he has 4. Rumeal Robinson hustles across.
There, now that's what, well, see, now Rumeal did the right thing, kept his dribble, and then picked it up and found Rice.
Good look to Rice, who has 15 points. Gill trying to answer right away. Beautiful drive and a foul. Yes, it counts. Kendall Gill, 18 points. Make it 19. Having an outstanding game. Pressure in the backcourt once again.
Well, and Gill, was only the 4th leading scorer on his ball club through the pre-Big Ten season, but he's got 20 a game in the first 2 ball games, and he's just on a real hot streak right now.
Rumeal Robinson creates 2 points. He has 11. Illinois' lead is 6 with little over 17 minutes left to go.
Same mistake here. Can't
Bardo
pick that ball up.
Yep. Anderson.
I'll tell you, you'll win 20 games a year if all you did was throw it to Anderson on the baseline. I mean, that's...
Someone may figure out how to stop that by the time you get to tournament, but of course Illinois is a lot more than just Nick Anderson. Rice off balance. Nicely done.
Well, and the same thing could be said for Michigan. They'll live on that play, too, if they can isolate Glen inside.
Bardo around Griffin.
Well, we haven't mentioned his name that often on offense, but he showed a little talent there on his own. It was a beautiful move.
Steve Bardo had 7 assists in the first half of play. He now has 5 points in the game.
And Bardo doesn't score much, but he can. He's just a very unselfish player who contributes in all phases of the game. He's the kind of kid, if you take him out of your lineup, you're not quite as good a team. You can't figure it out, though, because he doesn't have the stats.
Here comes Battle. For the Illini. Robinson. They're going to wave it off. Offensive basket interference.
And Illinois on a run right now, and they really got the momentum. And we'll see if Michigan can answer.
Hamilton. Anderson up high for the rebound, fighting his own teammates. Left it short. Gets it back. Yes, and a foul. They called Vaught for a second personal foul. 3 team fouls on Michigan, and Anderson completes a 3-point play. And Illinois enjoying by far its largest lead of the afternoon. Robinson watched by Smith.
Now's when your point guard really is important, because it's his job to get the offense set up and get the team a good shot.
Hughes on the reverse off the rebound.
Well, and that's what your role players have to give you. Eventually, Griffin and Taylor and Hughes, have to come up with the basket every once in a while.
Bardo. Bardo at the free throw line.
Once he got that half a step, he jumped towards the basket. Now, if another defensive player had been able to step in and establish position, it would have been a charge. But that was a good call. And I would think that they're probably going to have to get Higgins and Mills back in there, because they lack a little bit of offensive punch right now.
Taylor hustles it across. Glen Rice. Robinson. Left it short.
Michigan looks a little tired right now.
Bardo to Hamilton. Glen Rice up high for the board. Michigan trailing by 13. The lead, it's headed for Robinson. Intercepted on the play by Bardo. Or rather by Battle. Battle to Hamilton.
Better get a timeout. Ran the fast break perfectly. Run it right down the middle of the floor. Stop at the foul line. Hit the guy on the wing. He's got the best shot at going straight to the basket.
Illinois up by 15. Taylor, Vaught. That quiets the crowd for a moment.
That is so sweet. I mean, that's an NBA move right there. He comes off the bench.
12:45 to go.
Well, we'll find out what Michigan's made of now.
Battle. Higgins the rebound.
We'll also find out if Illinois is smart enough now to not shoot the ball too quick and still work hard on the offensive end to get a good shot. Sometimes you get a little lackadaisical here. You start taking the lead for granted. You shoot bad shots. You look up, and Michigan's run off a 9-point run themselves.
They've run off 4 in a row. Battle trying to answer here, leaves it short. Battle in among the trees, looking for room, and
3 seconds.
3-second violation coming up. Michigan trying to claw back into it, trailing 67-56.
Dick Nagy, for those who don't know, is the assistant coach for Illinois.
Higgins with a good move for 2. Vaught has the carom. Hughes freed up. One pass too many, perhaps, and Kendall Gill intercepts. Battle on the feet of Liberty, knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Illinois.
That pass was just a little late that time. But they'd have had 2.
Gill operating against Robinson, draws the foul. On Rumeal, it's his 4th personal foul, Steve, and this is going to be that's going to have a major impact on the final 11:09 left to be played. Well, Rumeal Robinson, according to Coach Frieder, is his only true guard on the roster right now, because as we mentioned before, Kirk Taylor in high school really was a small forward.
Well, Rumeal Robinson replaces Gary Grant. Their problem is they don't have anybody to bring off the bench and back up Rumeal, and they don't have another guard
to complement him.
Right.
Hughes on the rebound, had his pocket picked by Kenny Battle. Battle wide open for 3. Gill up high on the long carom. Had his shot knocked away, gets it back. Illinois now really starting to roll, leading by 14. Hughes in traffic, clears to Vaught. Three-pointer by Glen Rice. Rice now with 9 second-half points. Steve, he has 22 in the game.
Well, and that's who they have to go to now. You know, they have to look for Glen Rice. I would say he and Vaught are the 2 guys that should be shooting the ball right now. That's offensive right there.
Larry Smith. We've got a foul coming up here. It's on Lowell Hamilton on a push.
Well, if this is going to be a game of spurts, Michigan better come up with one right now. They've got to go to work on the boards. They blocked out well that time for the first time in a while and got the over-the-back foul.
Gill on the steal. Here comes Liberty. Mills to Vaught, who answers in the affirmative.
Well, I guess if you're on the Michigan staff, you hope Sean Higgins just learned a lesson for the very last time. There's no reason to put that ball behind his back, and you don't do that against defensive pressure. Bring it up the floor straight.
Hamilton. 6 second-half points for Lowell Hamilton, 8 in the game. Michigan has a very tall lineup in the game. Robinson's on the bench, the point guard, with 4 personal fouls. Size against quickness, and a lot of times in basketball, quickness will win. Terry Mills converts.
But, you know, again, you should see Michigan now pounded inside with Mills, Rice, and Vaught. But again, you know, they can't leave Robinson out of the game very long, and he's up, checked in, and he'll be in on the next whistle.
Bardo around Griffin. Good look to Battle. Griffin trying to feed Mills. Battle nearly intercepted, knocked it out of play. Robinson coming back on for Michigan, despite the fact that he has the 4 personal fouls.
Well, there's no question that he is the one player they cannot. Well, he and Glen Rice, those are 2 guys they just absolutely cannot afford to lose.
Kendall Gill created this possession. Bardo trying to finish it off. Rice clears the board for Michigan. Here comes Robinson. Nice feed to Mills.
That really was a great, because that's a tough pass to throw, that long cross-court bounce pass. And Mills did a good job of gathering himself and not committing the charge.
Illinois by 11. Battle penetrates. 16 for Ken Battle.
I tell you, that is cat-like quickness right there. Just exploded off the turn. That's just impressive, that's all.
Rumeal Robinson. Michigan trailing by 13. This is Rice for 3.
That's just unreal, too. I mean,
that's his 3rd three-pointer of the game. 12 second-half points, 25 of the game for Glen Rice. What a player.
Michigan looks like they're in a 1-3-1 zone now. At least that's how they lined up. I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish here.
Rice knocked away the backdoor try. Here's Robinson on the drive. Beautiful move. Michigan has hit its last 6 shots.
Well, I don't know if Michigan's in some type of a 1-3-1 matchup zone, or yeah, that's what it appears. They're in a 1-3-1 matchup zone.
The Illini taking their time to figure it out. 20 to go on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Good feed from Hamilton to Battle. Griffin on the block. Here comes Robinson. And Michigan has made 10 of its last 11 shots. Griffin just got the ball. Clean block.
Big play there. Big play there. Looked like it was going to be an easy two for Illinois, and it gets turned around.
Bardo going baseline, fumbled by Hamilton. Or I should say by Anderson.
You know, it's just funny. You never dreamt, as good as Illinois looked, you never dreamt Michigan would be able to get back in this ball game, and here we are, a chance to get within 4.
Lloyd Vaught, or make that from the outside. Terry Mills, and Battle retrieves the basketball.
That's not Mills' shot.
Here comes Vaught. Michigan has come back from 14 down. They trail by 4. Points off turnovers. Hamilton.
Oh, Battle pushed Griffin right to the ground.
18 points now for Kenny Battle. Michigan's deficit is again 6 points.
Battle really got away with that one.
Robinson penetrating. Drew the foul on Bardo. Hamilton the rebound. Tough to miss a pair like that at this juncture when you're coming back.
Well, Illinois is in a position right now where as long as they don't make too many mistakes and take care of the ball and get good shots, they're in control of this thing. With 5 minutes to play, it's their ball game to win. So let's see how they play down the stretch.
Kendall Gill for 3. The follow by Anderson.
Big play by Anderson.
Eight-point lead once again now for Illinois. The steal by Battle.
Well, the last 2 possessions, Illinois made the play. This is their game right now.
Anderson for a 10-point lead. The homestanding Illini leading by 10, 4:03 left to go. Michigan with the ball.
And Wayne, what I meant was it's Illinois' game to win. If you're a great team and you're in a big ball game and you got a 5-point lead with 5 minutes to play, you have got to make the big plays and come up with the win.
Somehow Terry Mills got that one to go. Hamilton, 19 to go on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Under 3 minutes to go in the game.
Now the key for Michigan is to not foul here.
Battle won't go for him. Vaught the rebound. Griffin to Robinson. Rice. Hamilton the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was probably the key shot right there. That one goes down. It can still go either way.
Now Illinois, as you mentioned, will run some clock.
And Michigan's got a matchup right now. They don't have time to let the shot clock run down.
Coming up on 2 minutes left to be played. Bardo on the drive through the lane, had it slapped away, and a foul call. Steve Bardo heads to the free throw line.
He doesn't have the great stats that a lot of the players do, but you know, he's probably the most underrated player on their team. And you'll remember last year when Illinois wasn't playing well, they moved him to the point guard position and started him, and they won 9 of their last 10 ball games, and that says it all.
10-point lead, under 2 minutes to go. Illinois on top. Higgins wants room from 3. Robinson going for 2 down low. Rice, and a foul on the rebound Battle. Glen Rice at the line. He's had an outstanding day offensively. Rice now with 26 points. Glen Rice makes good on a pair. The inbounds to Gill, and he's fouled right away by Higgins. You know, the critics, the skeptics have been saying Illinois doesn't have enough strength up front. They don't have enough big people. They do so many of the other things well that maybe they offset that deficiency. That may be the only real deficiency they have as a team.
Well, it's the old thing. You can measure the size of a person, but you can't measure the heart. His players always play hard. They're great athletes. With their improved shooting skills, you know, they've got the ability to beat any team in the country on any given night.
Minute 30 to go. Higgins offers a three-pointer.
Additionally, they'll beat most teams any night of the week.
Bardo trying to keep it clear. Hamilton! Robinson trying to answer. From the outside, Vaught connects. 9 of 10 from the field. He just hit a three-pointer for Michigan. Time winding down to this one, though. Demetrius Caleb commits the foul here. 2 of 2 today from the line is Larry Smith. He has 4 points.
He's 100% there, and that's what matters.
I'll tell you something. Right now, you've got to look at Illinois as the team to beat in the Big Ten, along with Iowa. Certainly Iowa, Michigan, Illinois, all in that upper echelon.
Well, Michigan, Illinois, and Iowa are amongst the elite teams in the country. Indiana's always going to be good, and it's so difficult to win down there. And you're right, Ohio State's trying to break in.
Vaught with an air ball. Under a minute to go. Illinois is going to kill the clock here, or try to. There's about a 12-second differential in the shot clock and game clock. Got a foul on Glen Rice. His 4th personal. Stops the clock with 42 seconds to go.
And again, as you know, as we look at and evaluate the Michigan team, this is a great ball club. But again, they do have a problem they need to solve at the guard spot. Rumeal Robinson is a great player. But he's going to tire if he has to do all the work of running the ball club and bringing it down the floor the entire ball game.
Kendall Gill with his 2nd upcoming. Impressive win here for Illinois. 2nd-ranked team in the country against 6th-ranked Michigan. Glen Rice with a 3-point try. Battle fighting for the rebound. Small keeps it alive. Rice flips it back out front. Robinson for 3. No. Bardo takes the back tap, is on the run, and he was fouled. Kirk Taylor reaching out and grabbing him. 3rd personal on Taylor, and it stops the clock with 25 seconds to go. Illinois leading by 13. 1 point to make about Michigan, and you just said it, and Bill Frater said it before the game. We've got problems at guard. If you come in here and go up against a team like Illinois with your guard position questionable, you're going to have big trouble.
Oh, you will. You have to have 2 or 3 different people who can take the load off and bring the ball down the floor. And see, what you might want to do is you come in here and you say, okay, well, we'll have one of our forwards bring the ball down the floor and give our guards a rest. But because Illinois is so versatile and they can guard people at every position, they'll have their guards guard your forward when he brings it down. So there's no getting away from it. You've got to come in here capable, ready and willing to handle defensive pressure, bring the ball down the floor.
Bardo 6 of 6 at the line. Makes good on 2 more. Up off the bench, several substitutions for Lou Henson and company. Brian O'Connell, number 32, comes into the game, replacing Bardo. P.J. Bowman, Brian O'Connell, Marcus Liberty in the ball game, along with Mike McDonald and Irvin Small for Illinois. Final 24 seconds. Rice for 3. Glen Rice now with 30 points. 20 seconds remaining. And a timeout called by Michigan. On the inbounds, a foul right away. Stops the clock with 19 seconds to go.
You know, Michigan now, you know, they've got to bounce back from a big loss. They've got, they will have played 3 games in 5 days. And, you know, you have to go on from here. It'll be interesting to see if Illinois bounces back and can come up with another big effort after a game where they were very emotionally involved.
Higgins off the mark, and the rebound by Marcus Liberty. Time winding down in this one. Liberty to pad the stats. And that is it. Number 2 has confronted number 6. And on this day, number 2 the better by 12 points.